Okay, so my unit is called Get Your Measure On, and it's on measuring. And it's third grade, and the standard I chose was students choose and use appropriate units and measuring tools to qualify the properties of objects. So for activity 1, I have how long or how wide, which first as a class we'll probably read how long or how wide. And then after they're done reading that, then they'll actually start the unit where they'll use a ruler and they'll record 5 objects in the classroom, like the length and width of the objects, and then discuss with like a partner that's also at that activity of what objects they measured and like if they agree or disagree if that's correct or not, and see if like, to just discuss it together. And then for activity 2, it's called Let It Slide, where they're going to take cards. They'll probably be a little more child appropriate than these shoes, but cute. And they're going to basically slide it across the desk. It's hard to show, but like they'll be sitting at their desk and they'll try to like slide it as far as they can, but getting to as close as they can to the edge of the desk. So they would actually slide it this way on the desk and as close as they can, and say it lands like right there, then they would use the ruler and measure from the card to the desk to see how far away they are. And they do it a couple times, and each person in the group would do it, and whoever has the least amount of inches, like in the end, would win the activity. So there's that one. Activity number 3 is which unit is better, and that one basically talks to them about the different units of measurement, and then they would do a worksheet about like, you know, what would you measure a loaf of bread with? What would you measure a piece of paper with? What would you measure from your house to school with? You know, like how would you measure that? And so they would do that and then turn it into this lovely bin right here. Activity number 4 is what's your volume? So basically they'll have a cup of water, like this one, and they'll stick random like objects. They'll have like certain objects for them to stick in the cup. One of them would probably be like some sort of measurement or some sort of coin or something. So they would measure it and they would draw a line, because they'll be like plastic cups, and then they would stick it in and then draw another line and see how far it rose and measure how far it rose. And then they would record that and then also discuss with partners like what objects they chose and like to see if it's correct. They'll probably work with partners. And then the fifth one would be where using this scale, they would weigh 5 different objects by putting, like for instance, this eraser would go on one side, and then I would have the little chips that we used last time with this, and I would put the other ones on this side to like counterweight it to see how many ounces it weighs. The way that I would make sure that kids like went to all the activities would be like a sticker chart like this, where I'd have their names, and then I would just put, I would ask them to put the sticker of the different color of the different activity on each of the things. And assessment-wise, it would be the worksheet assessment. So when they did the worksheet, and then I would just observe them to see, and I'd come around and say, like, oh, so what'd you get for that item, and see if they did it correctly. And then, of course, my objective is for them to be able to distinguish the different units and know which one would be best to measure, like length or width or volume or mass. So that's it.